Oh, shit.
I'm trying to find out, can everyone hear me? Oh, great. Where that noise was coming from. Natalie, can you hear that noise?
I
The
can
chipper?
hear it.
Wonder if it's me. I don't think so. Okay. Give me a quick second, please. Got to get rid of that.
Kelly?
Ooh, I'm trying to log on to another computer to make sure that it's not me doing this, but if everyone can check to make sure that that chippering is not coming
It might be
from their
Kelly.
computer. Excuse me?
It might be Kelly's. She's got two phones open. I see a Kelly and a Kelly Kirkley Bay.
No, it's not
Okay,
either one of
that's
those.
what-
It's not
That's
coming from
exactly
there.
what it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, can you mute yourself for a minute, Kelly?
I've been muted the whole time.
Okay.
Here we go. It was the other
I
Kelly.
just muted her. I just muted Kelly and it went away.
It's working.
Great. Thank you. Michael, are we ready?
You're on mute, Councilwoman.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening.
You went back on mute.
You went back to muting yourself.
Control over that. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, let me start over again. Good evening, everyone. I'm calling to order this Quality of Life and Public Safety meeting of March 19th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. to order. This committee meeting is being live broadcasted on the following outlets: Comcast, Channel 96, Frontier, Channel 6032, Hartford Public Access TV.org, HPA-TV Facebook page, HPA-TV's YouTube channel, HPA-TV, Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon TV, and other various apps. This meeting will also be rebroadcasted through the Hartford Public Access TV, YouTube, and Facebook page. And today we have an extensive agenda. We have various presentations, including a new presentation that I have added to the agenda from the Civilian Police Review Board. And I am going to call my council colleagues as I see them on the screen. We have our council president, Mr. Thomas Clark. And that is who I see on my screen. I also did see, let's see, Councilman Alex Thomas. Thank you for being with us here this evening. As I see on my screen, we have our Inspector General, Joseph Lopez. We have our Chief of Fire, Chief Rodney Barco. We have Kimberly Taylor from the Office of the Inspector General and the Civilian Police Review Board Committee. We have Natalie Fiola Guerreri, which is our Corporation Counsel. I see that we have Cherie Snipes. We also have Councilwoman Kelly Bilodeau. We have the Chair of the Civilian Police Review Board, Andrea Hartman. We have, is it Lieutenant Christopher Mastriani? Forgive me if I'm saying that, if I have your rank wrong.
No, I'm Sergeant.
Sergeant. And we have our very own Chief Rovella, welcome. We have Ms. Shantae Washington from ES&T. We have Kelly Kirkley Bay from the Office of Council President and the Office of Councilwoman Mally Rosado. Let's see here. We also have Captain Brian Gusti. Am I saying that correct? If you can please correct me on your rank.
Yep, it's Lieutenant Brian Gustis and Lieutenant Brian
Thank you.
Gustis from the Traffic Division.
Thank you. We have Owen Deutsch from Development Services, Director, I believe. We also have Director Jeffrey Cavello from ES&T, and we also have Michael from Hartford Public Access TV. So did I miss anyone? Oh, and my distinguished Jacqueline Manny from the Office of the Inspector General. Nice to see you, Jackie.
Nice to
So,
see you too. Councilwoman.
Yes, so, excuse me?
I said it's very nice to see you too.
Likewise. So without further ado, well, the first item on the agenda is item 2.1, presentation from Chief Barco of the Fire Police Department. Chief, you have the floor.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Chair. I will share my screen. 1 second. Okay, so here is the City of Hartford Fire Department quality of life presentation for the month of February 2026. So just some general updates. As you can see, we had one recent promotion this month to fire department driver, and that gives us, within the 30-day period, we've had 6 promotions. For our budget conducting, we're currently doing our voluntary preventive cancer screening with the next 2 weeks for our members. We secured monies to get that done for all of our members. Also, if we have any slots available, we'll offer those to our retirees as well. Let's see. So for the month of February, our monthly services that's provided by our special services unit. You can see by these numbers, the relocations for the month of February were 17. Um, that's the number of people relocated. The number of relocations for the month of February was 4. Smoke alarms installed were 32, and seal alarms installed were 14. For our public fire and education, adults reached for the month of February was 426. And for children, it was 100, and public fire education for a total of 526. And again, we also do car seats installs and CPR classes for uh, city employees and residents of the city of Hartford. Some of our upcoming events on 3/21, we have our CPR classes, and that's to Spanish residents. And then in next month, we have on 4/7/26 CPR classes for the community, and then 4/17 CPR classes for city employees. Also, on 4/18, we have more CPR classes for the community as well. Here is our data for our fire explorers. We have an excellent attendance rating above 90%. We currently have 30 fire explorers, 20 males, 10 females, and these are some of the training that will be upcoming for uh, the remainder of the month of March. And then there's no events for our community emergency response team. For our fire cadets, we currently have 2 fire cadets, 4 open positions. We're currently posting for those positions. Those 2 cadets have completed EMR testing and the practical exam, so they are certified emergency medical response technician. Also, they completed some of their ICS courses, which you need, which is mandatory when you become a firefighter. Listed below are some of the hands-on activities that they're going to be doing between this month and next month, and then their upcoming ride times where they participate in riding with various various fire companies within the city. Our fire response data for the month of February, as you can see, for February, we had 92.86 rating citywide. Our scorecard for fires. For our EMS response card, we had 52.28%. We generally look into why those numbers aren't meeting our target response times. And generally, because we have yearly about 32,000 calls for service for EMS, when those response times drop below the recommended 5 minutes, it's usually because a company is responding out of district. Our incident responses by neighborhoods or NRZs, as you can see for February 2026, these are our calls for service by neighborhoods. You can see downtown, Asylum Hill, Northeast had the most calls for service. Asylum Hill with 315, downtown 296, and the Northeast with 230 calls for service. So these are our calls, all EMS calls by neighborhood. Again, you can see, so no appropriate choice were 217 counts for the month of February. And that basically is when EMS and fire arrives at the same time, there's no patient contact. So to the right column, you can see 184 calls for breathing, 169 calls for abdominal pain, and various sick cases, which are 137 calls. Our rescue calls for the month of February, elevator rescues, count of 16, motor vehicle collisions with extrication, a count of 5, and you can see According to the NRZs, where most of those calls occurred, like Asylum Hill had 7, Downtown had 5, Northeast with 1, Southeast, and Berry Square with 3. These are our calls by the week and hours of the day within a 24-hour period. I did send this information to Corp Counsel, so if you all want a deeper dive into it, you have this presentation as well. And these are our calls in relation to each fire station. You can see Engine 2 had a fire for the month of February. So these are our demographics. Again, we still remain evenly across the board with 31% African American, 37% Hispanic, and 32% Caucasian. We still are actively working to recruit more females into the fire department. Again, as you can see from our stats for our fire explorers, we have 10 women. And then for our cadets, we have 1 male and 1 female. Any questions or comments?
Chief Barco, thank you for that very detailed PowerPoint presentation. Excited to see that you are going throughout the city and giving out the CPR classes. It's very nice to see. Do any of my council colleagues have any questions for Chief Barco?
Through you, Madam Chair, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Council President.
Chief Parko, thank you very much for your presentation, thorough as always. Just for the public, can you explain, because I recognize you had a slide in there regarding EMS. Can you explain why the fire department is services the city as an EMS, and they're the first to arrive on the scene for any calls?
Yes, sir. So we have 17 stations or 17 companies strategically located throughout the city of Hartford. So when a call for service for an emergent medical emergency, let's say a cardiac arrest, we get notified along with EMS because statistically we'll arrive first, because depending on where that call for service is generated from or what street or what location, we usually have a fire company closer than the EMS units. So typically, we have our partners, AMR and Aetna, so they only have a certain amount of ambulances available during a certain amount of times. They might put on more during peak hours, but we generally have fire apparatuses closer when there is a immediate need for EMS, such as a cardiac arrest.
And can you explain why a fire apparatus would be deployed on scene versus any other vehicle that the fire department might have, or if a fire department doesn't have another responding vehicle? Can you explain why that is?
So yes, sir. So all of our firefighters in the Hartford Fire Department are certified EMR, emergency medical response technicians, and we don't transport at this time, so we don't have ambulances or SUVs to do this type of services. We do have support divisions like our fire marshals, our special services unit, and our training division who do drive smaller vehicles, but they do not get deployed on EMS calls for service. Although they are within the city, if they happen to come upon like a motor vehicle accident or a person, unconscious in the city, they do have the capability and they will stop and render care. So everyone is trained to that level, but unfortunately at this time, we don't have a smaller vehicle dedicated to those particular services.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other council colleagues have any questions for Chief Barco? Going once, twice? Thank you, Chief Barco, for your presentation. I know you're really busy, so if you need to get off this meeting, You're welcome to do so. Next on
Yes,
the
ma'am, thank
agenda,
you.
welcome. Next on the agenda is item 2.2, presentation from Chief Ravella from the Hartford Police Department. Chief, I don't know if you're going to give the presentation or hand it off to someone else, but you have the floor.
Thank you. Let me see if I can get to the share screen here for a second.
Sure.
Did it come up?
Absolutely.
Okay, so everybody can see what I want to present is the 25 year-end report. As we go through it, you know, the biggest highlight for the police department will be a 22.9 reduction in Part A crimes. So it's going to begin to show you where we get that information and where do we send that information on the next screen. It then describes the number of offenses for you. And I want to go through these a little more quickly, only because I don't want to take up everybody's time behind me. It's going slow. So your Part 1 crimes and what they are and where we are in black is the 25 year. So you saw pretty much a reduction pretty much across the board with 11 homicides and 11 that were solved to, or at least have warrants for their arrests. So what we did this year is I broke it down at several different requests to get into the districts and get into the neighborhoods. So we're a little more refined. So that's what we're going to see as we go through the different districts. And I'll leave this for folks to play with as they go, because I know Kelly posts it. So they'll see what's happening in their neighborhood and what we're looking at too. Now, a little delay in actually putting these out. I did want to dig a little deeper into some of the areas because they contradict at times for me. So you're going to see this all the way down. Councilwoman, would you mind if I just zip through these a little more?
Of course.
If they're going to be online for everybody.
Of course.
Anybody want me to stop at a particular neighborhood? Any requests? Okay, so we're hitting every different neighborhood and district with the Part A crimes. And on the right, you see either the increase or decrease. There was one neighborhood that had a slight increase, but overall decreases across the board. We're getting there, folks. So the crime scene division, which is one of the areas where I wanted to dig down a little bit internally. Fatal accidents went up to 16 fatal accidents with 17 victims, which means that there were 2 people fatally injured in a car. Even though they solved all the incidents, we really should start to figure out where these happen, when do they happen, and there's no rhyme or reason to it for me yet. Because you'll see, I don't think Lieutenant Gustus will speak about it, but you'll see later on that their traffic citations went up. So I'm not sure if traffic citations are the key to this. Special investigations, these are crimes against children the majority of times. They were pretty active, as they should be. As you've seen in the news, they've actually uncovered some human trafficking cases and really worked hard on those. A lot of their time is taken up by these sexual offenders that don't always register. And not all of these folks actually originated in Hartford, their place of residence. Firearms and shot spotter activations, 25, they appear to be going down, which is a good trend, to a 19% reduction. And seized firearms also went down. Recovered firearms in this area, ghost guns went down, and gun arrests went down. Sergeant Mastriani, is there anything you'd like to throw in here? You're the expert here. I know you're deeper dive.
Yeah, I think, thank you, Chief. And let me turn my camera. I apologize for my appearance. I was not expecting to be on tonight. But I do wear a hoodie to work every day, so I guess I'm fit. Yeah, firearm seizures went down, and I think sometimes that could be looked at almost as a negative, like, why we've been seizing all these firearms, and we had a down year. Did we, were we not proactively going after firearms as much? And I actually think it really coincided with our firearm violence. So last year, we only had 89 total shooting victims. I say only, that's still a lot of shooting victims, but when you go back to 2021, we had 211 shooting victims, right? So our shooting victims were down very low, which means we had less drivers of violence on our streets, which we saw as a result of the RICO case we did on our gangs in the city and some of the proactive stuff we did with firearm trafficking. So we see shot spotter activations went down, rounds fired went down, people struck by gunfire went way down. And as a result, alongside of that, our firearm seizures went down, which is not from a lack of firearm enforcement. I think you just had less people, mobile, drivers of violence, people with illegal firearms, just less of them out there. So you see all those numbers go down together. So I said all that to say it's a lower number of firearms seized, not a lack of effort from the PD. I just think we had less illegal firearms moving throughout the city last year.
Thanks, Sergeant. Go ahead. You got something else?
I was going to say ghost guns we have seen go down. I know ghost guns has been a hot topic on a lot of the news, and we saw the ATF really crack down and close some of the loopholes of what was producing ghost guns. If anybody wants to nerd out, I can talk more, but there was a company that was found an ATF loophole and was producing ghost guns and selling them legally because they did not meet the definition of a fully produced firearm. The ATF closed that loophole, and we have seen the amount of ghost gun seizures going down each year because there's just less of them out there because of some of the new ATF regulations around producing them.
And Sergeant, any idea how many switches we seized or guns with Glock switches? And just describe what a Glock switch does, please.
So there was someone put kind of, a few years ago, along with these ghost guns, most of the ghost guns we were seizing were Glock gun replicas. So they basically produced a Glock gun replica. Along with that was what's called a switch or a button or a sear switch, they call it. It's a small manufactured piece out of steel that is easily assembled and affixed to the back of a Glock firearm that creates it to be a fully auto firearm. So basically you have a full auto machine gun in the palm of your hand. Very easily produced. They're not illegal in and of itself. They're just a piece of metal. There was instructions floating around the internet how you can go to Home Depot and buy a couple of tools and files and put that on a Glock. We were seizing more of those, and we have seen those go down a little bit too. Again, they were real popular, not only with Glocks, but with the ghost gun replica of Glocks. So last year we only seized 7 of those, I believe, where we are up in the 30s the year before. So we're just kind of seeing less of those, and we see the result of that in our shot spotter activations too, because our shot spotter activations come with audio, so we can tell if it's full audio or just single shots. When those Glock switches were really popular in the streets, we were hearing a lot of full auto gunfire, and that has dropped down dramatically. So long answers. I'm sorry, Chief.
That's fine. Sounds good, Chris. Thanks. I'll move on here a little bit. Arrests. You can see the field interviews went down. Total arrests actually declined. Juvenile arrests went up, with adult arrests declining too. So so you actually see the trend of homicides here. And different homicide rates in our average line there. Chris got pretty aggressive with this, or they compared us against other cities around, and that's a comparison. That was by crime analysis. So non-fatal shooting victims, this is where we were last year. And I have to point out to you, everybody thinks young kids, young kids, young kids. And Chris, I'll call on you again. The block of people we're seeing are usually 24 to 35 now, as both shooters and victims, along with some young kids.
Yeah, so again, going back to like 2020 during those COVID years, we saw an increase in the younger 21 and under being not only suspects but also victims and possessors of our firearms. And then we kind of saw that shift into the older range down to the 25 to 34-year-olds, which was our average victim and suspect, and is also our average possessor of illegal firearms, was 25 to 34-year-olds. So shifted a little bit older. And I think, maybe during the pandemic, all the kids were out of school, they were out more around the streets, getting in trouble a little bit more. And we've kind of seen the age shift a little bit there.
Thanks, Chris. Obviously, the gun homicides, little shooting victims. I'll run through the rest of these. So demographics, as you can see, we went down to 361 total officers. We did have 2 retirements, so that's the loss of 2. And we had 6 that graduated in March, and we have 4 more to graduate in Waterbury, so it's gonna be a +10 moving forward. We do have a couple in the pipeline transfers. Some of those folks want to come home to where they were before. So, Councilwoman, that's my presentation for this evening. I know it was kind of long, but it'll be up there for people to dissect.
It's very detailed. Thank you, Chief. I'm one to love graphics, and thank you, Sergeant Mastroianni, for putting such a detailed PowerPoint together for all of us. It's a lot easier to read and visualize. Chief, if you could just close out the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you. And so I will open up the floor to any of my council colleagues. I'd like to recognize Councilman Mixtum, who just recently joined us.
Sorry, I was late. I just got out of work. Sorry.
It's okay. Important thing is that you're on. Are there any questions from my council colleagues? Going once, going twice. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
And as I said before, I know you are also extremely busy, so feel free to log if you have to. But you're welcome to stay if you wish. Next on the agenda is item 2.3, presentation from the Civilian Police Review Board. And I will call on our Inspector General, Joseph Lopez. Good afternoon, good evening, Mr. Lopez. It's nice to have you. I believe this is the first presentation from the Civilian Police Review Board at the public safety meeting, and we will look forward to seeing you with updates every month. And without further ado, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much, and good evening. If I can share my screen, see if I can
Go
do
right
this.
ahead.
All right, am I sharing my screen?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so you guys, you can see that slide?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, thank you for having me. I will try to be short because I do want to be invited back. I'm very excited to be here and I'm very excited to talk about CPRB, but I'll try to contain some of that and save it so that hopefully you can bring me back. So thank you very much, Chair and President Clark and Majority Leader and Councilman Mictum and Thomas. I really am happy to be here. I just wanted to point out on the first slide that these are your commissioners. And for people tuning in that may not know or that will be watching, these are your commissioners. And I'm really proud and very happy and excited to announce that there's been a lot of very positive movement in the last about year and a half. There's a lot that's been going on. We now have a full board. We're fully staffed, all commission members. The majority of these commission members live in Hartford, the city where they serve. We've cleared up a tremendous backlog, streamlined some processes. I was able to hire Jackie Manning. She works 24 hours. It's a great help rather than contract out. So we have a lot going on. We've also established subcommittees, and we have some structured subcommittee ad hocs going on to increase the work we do and the efficiency and the quality. So the role of the CPRB, just quickly for those that may be tuning in, the role of the CPRB really is to adjudicate citizen complaints against Hartford police officers and to provide oversight, police oversight. We conduct an independent investigation concurrent to internal affairs. The Civilian Police Review Board has a full-time inspector general to do these investigations on behalf of the Civilian Police Review Board. And the board is also granted with subpoena powers to compel testimony and for production of documents and records. The board holds monthly meetings to hear and adjudicate on citizen complaints. We then transmit the board's findings to the chief for his consideration if any allegation has been sustained. And we're very proud and glad that we do have the power of binding arbitration in events where, or instances where the chief's decision does not align with CPRB findings. The board can pursue arbitration. So that's the role of the board. My role is that I serve as the board's, as an independent watchdog for the city. I serve as the board's investigator, and I oversee or I conduct these investigations, again, separate but concurrent to internal affairs. Then I report my findings directly to the board. I report directly to the board, and I issue my findings and recommendations, present my investigative findings, and the board then votes on whether to adopt my recommendation or not. So my role really is an independent watchdog for the city to provide independent oversight and investigations for the Civilian Police Review Board. So I'm very happy to have this job. I really like it. My background is I am an attorney. I've had almost 30 years of legal experience. I did have 28 years as a criminal defense lawyer. I actually worked with Councilman Mictum for many years. I'm also a part-time lecturer at the University of Connecticut School of Law. And I also teach at the University of New Haven, which I'm enjoying tremendously because I'm helping teach these newer generations and crops of police officers that are coming through that Henry C. Lee Institute. So that's very exciting. Just a little bit about me and my background and why I'm here. So the CPRB ordinance, I'm truly excited not only about my role, but I think I'd be remiss if I didn't give, for lack of a better word, a shout out to the city of Hartford. We have such a robust ordinance here in the city of Hartford. It is the most robust Civilian Police Review Board structure in the state of Connecticut. And we also have, I believe I am the only full-time inspector general for a municipality. And while we have not fully realized and been able to implement all the things that this city council and the amendment and city law requires of us, we are trying our best and we are getting there. How it came about. Well, I am very happy and thrilled that back in 2020, City Council followed after the Police Accountability Act of 2020, which made sweeping changes to law enforcement and gave municipalities the authority to establish CPRBs, Civilian Police Review Boards, and vest in them subpoena powers. I'm just very heartened. I'm glad that this city and its representatives, City Council 2020, there are the photos, that had the drive, the initiative, and answered the call statewide and nationwide for police reform and oversight after the George Floyd killings and a line of problems statewide and nationwide. And the authority of the CPRB, I mentioned after the Police Accountability Act, just for those that may be tuning in, and if you'll just bear with me for a second, not only is this a robust municipal ordinance, but look at what the state of Connecticut did, the Police Accountability Bill back in 2020. It established sweeping reforms, police reforms, and also established the right for municipalities, which Hartford took up, to establish the CPRBs. And we even have a state statute that provides the board with the authority to enforce these subpoenas should someone being subpoenaed not compel or not comply with that. So these are tremendous tools to have subpoena powers, and we have not exercised them yet because my opinion is that this is a very powerful tool and that we use it as a last resort. And we are working collaboratively, trying to work with the police department and others for me to be able to do my job in an effective way. I believe we're all committed to the citizens of Hartford. So with respect to how to file a complaint, I have a slide up, but if citizens are out there who want to know how to file a complaint, they can go online. There are some websites or there are some links. I put one up there. There is a link that the Hartford Police Department has with some forms on there. Some of the information may be a little dated. It references human relations and things of that nature. But if one wants to go on there, the Hartford Police Department has some good information, helpful. Any citizen a resident can certainly call. We can take a complaint by phone. They can call Internal Affairs, or they can call my office, Office of Inspector General. Most people know where the Hartford Police Department is, but if not, they can Google it, but it is on 235 High Street. And I am located here physically at City Hall. I'm in Suite 303. So we can take complaints in person, online, over the phone, or by mail. The important thing is if there's a resident that wants to make a complaint, pick up the phone, either do a Google search or call us. Call anybody here at City Hall and ask for the Inspector General. I'm happy to coordinate and get that complaint going. Again, here is a copy of some of the information that's online. Some of it's slightly outdated, but it's very good information that the police department has online. And then if I can just go through for the benefit of our residents that may be tuning in, just to give a quick overview of how exactly this process works and the process that was established by city law through this ordinance. So again, this is a unique situation we have here in Hartford of police oversight by both a Civilian Police Review Board and by Internal Affairs. And the way it works is that when a complaint comes in, whether it comes in by phone, by mail, whatever, whoever receives it shares it with the other party. So if I receive it, I send it to, in this case, Lieutenant Bauza of Internal Affairs. And if he receives it, he'll send a copy to me. I then request discovery, which really is a legal term, but what it means is I'm just requesting whatever materials that Internal Affairs has, whatever documents, videos, anything that they have, the materials that they have. I have the right under this ordinance to a copy of and access to those files. And then I conduct a concurrent investigation myself or Jackie Manning, the Assistant Inspector General. We had by ordinance, 45 days to conduct our investigation. The police department, I believe, has 60. They have a little more time because I think they have to gather materials. That takes longer. By ordinance, the Civilian Police Review Board is supposed to hear these cases within 90 days. And there's a structure there. There's some accountability for us too. If we can't get these things done on time, there is a process by which I have to ask permission for extensions by the chair or by the mayor. So once the CPRB reviews it, I make a presentation. They have all the materials that that Jackie and I have collected. They have the benefit of our investigative reports, which are lengthy and substantive. They have body-worn camera videos and all the documents that we looked at. And the commission members are expected to review all that, do an independent review, and then hear us, Jackie and me, so that we can provide not only what we learned in our investigation, but provide some context, some legal context to how the allegations line up with complaints like civil rights violations, and context with respect to what are the rules that the police have to follow, and show the board what those rules are, what they state, make our presentation, and the board votes. If the board votes to sustain, so by majority vote to sustain an allegation against a police officer, what I do is the chair will direct me to then contact the chief of police, send him a copy of whatever report we have that the board sustained, let him know that we sustained that allegation, and then by ordinance, he is supposed to review our findings in addition to internal affairs findings, compare both of them, concurrent investigations, dual oversight, compare both of them before he renders a decision as to whether he agrees to sustain or not sustain. And then the most powerful tool that was built in, the secret sauce here, which is the really important part, is that in case that the chief does not adopt the findings of CPRB, for example, CPRB finds that a certain officer violated, there's some misconduct and the chief disagrees. Through this ordinance, we have the power to bring it to an independent arbitrator. A retired judge, there's a list of people who are qualified to look at that. And that independent person, it's really an appeals process. They will take a look at it and they will decide, after hearing from the Inspector General's office and the police department's office and reviewing the evidence, whether that arbitrator agrees with the CPRB that the allegations should be sustained or agrees with the chief of police that they should not be sustained. So that is a very nice oversight appellate process that I think is unique. I don't know who else has that. So I'm very proud of that. We haven't done that yet, but that's coming. So I was a little long-winded. I'm sorry. I just am excited about this stuff. We've come a long way, but we have a lot further to do. And I really hope I can come back. I'm committed for all of us. I know the board is. Everybody's working hard. I'm committed to true accountability. And our mission is, and my mission in this office is that Jackie and I call balls and strikes. It's an old legal term, which is we are not advocates for citizens. We are not advocates for police. We do independent investigations, present the facts as we find them. Because at the end of the day, what I'm hoping is that the residents trust the process. They know that our office calls it fairly and that officers know that our office calls it fairly. So that is my goal. That's my mission. Thank you for having me. I was probably a little long-winded, but please forgive that. Ask me to come back. I'd love to share updates with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Inspector Lopez, for that very detailed, informative presentation. And any members of our public who wish to have a copy of any of these presentations can reach out to my office, to the Office of the Council President. And if they'd like a copy of the PowerPoint presentation that Inspector General Lopez just gave on the Civilian Police Review Board You can also reach out to Kim Taylor or through our Hartford City website. Again, thank you for that detailed presentations. Do any of my council colleagues have any questions for Inspector General Lopez? Councilman Mixtum, you have the floor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rosado. Thank you, Joe. I know you long enough. I can say that. Just one question. Because I heard reporting from Connecticut Public Radio yesterday or the day before about the police union saying that saying they were going to challenge the power of arbitration legally, but the reporting didn't say how they were doing that. What can you tell us about the status of that?
I can give you some information, trying to be a little cautious because I don't want to step on Corporation Counsel's toes. He's really the one that is handling this, I believe. What I will tell you, generally speaking, I believe that the union is claiming that the arbitration, I lost you, Josh, or Councilman Mickham. I've known you long enough to, I hope to call you Josh, that the union is claiming that arbitration violates their collective bargaining agreement, that their collective bargaining agreement dictates how discipline is meted out, and that by having arbitration in a CPRB ordinance, that violates their collective bargaining agreement, and they claim that there's supersedence clause, therefore their bargaining agreement trumps this ordinance. The board doesn't agree with that, but they have the right to make whatever legal challenge they want, and we obviously fully trust Corporation Counsel to represent the ordinance. I hope I didn't say too much.
That answers my question, though, so thank you.
Thank you.
Are you all set, Councilman Mixtum? I believe so.
I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from my council colleagues?
Yes, Madam Chair, I have a question.
You have the floor, Council President.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Chair. I have a question regarding the areas where the complaints can be filed. IG Lopez, is it prescribed an ordinance where the complaints can be filed, or can we, as council or the board CPRB, can come up with other locations where they can file complaints?
Yes, so thank you, President, for that question. Yes, the ordinance does include how complaints can be filed, including that they can be filed at, and I'm trying to remember the language, forgive me, but at, local community centers or things of that nature. So there are other places that they're supposed to be able to be filed, but in true candor, I don't think that happens. I do think we need to work on that. There are some things in the ordinance where we are not fully compliant. That's one of them. So we're trying to maybe prioritize, but you are right. There are other places where people should be able to file complaints. And I agree with you that we should make it as easy as possible for a resident, if they want to file a complaint, to be able to do so. So I hope I answered your question.
You did, and I have a follow-up question to you, Madam Chair.
You have the floor.
So my follow-up question is, let's say we get it set up that residents can file at community rec centers. Are the staff, City of Hartford staff, going to be equipped with the information and know-how in order to properly receive the complaints and how to submit them?
So I don't know the answer to that, but I would suggest that what we can do, hopefully, when we can establish and reach out and make sure people can go to these community centers, is even if the community center has the links and the forms, if the community center can give the residents, the complainants, the form, then all they have to do is fill out that form. The form really says what their name is, the date of the incident, what their claim is. It gives some information just to get the process going. If the community centers can have those forms on hand and hand them out to residents, that would be very helpful. The residents can then hopefully either mail them in or scan them or send them in. If the community center is willing to go one step further and help the resident after they fill it out to scan it and send it to myself or Lieutenant Bowser, that would be great. So it wouldn't take much. It's definitely doable, and I think we should be doing it.
Okay.
Are you all
Thank
set,
Madam
Council
Chair.
President?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you,
Wonderful.
IGA
Thank you.
Lopez.
Thank you.
Any other questions for our Inspector General from my council colleagues? Going once, there being none. Thank you, Inspector General Lopez. Like I've said to all the other presenters, if you need to go, you're welcome. If you'd like to stay, we'd love to have you. Next
you.
is item 2.4, presentation from Director Jeff Cavello, or its ES&T representative.
Hi, I'm Shantae Washington. I'll be doing the presentation today. I'm going
Wonderful.
to share my screen with you guys.
Sure.
Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Just want to make sure. I was having some difficulties earlier, so I just want to make sure you guys can see what I can see.
We can.
Okay, good. I'll start with our staffing update. Our communications authorized force, which is our supervisors, we are fully staffed with 8 as of right now. There still is a vacancy for the senior project manager position. The job specs are pending. We recently had a promotion of Ryan Calandria to technology support manager. We also are doing a temporary assignment for one of our supervisors right now, Mr. Brian Baldwin, to the radio division to expand the capabilities of repair. There's a lot of technical equipment that we have here, and we have been sending him out to training so that we can do the training in-house as opposed to going outside and spending more money. I know Ryan is assisting with that as well. As far as our dispatchers go right now, of course, we're authorized for 45. Right now, we have fully trained, and actually today, we have fully trained 20 as of maybe about 2 hours ago. We just signed off one of our ETDTs off of his last position. Although he is still a probationary employee, he is now fully trained at every position to work independently. We have 4 fully trained call takers. Right now, we have a class of 10. All whom are on the floor right now. They do go back and forth between classroom training and training on the dispatch floor, but all trainees at this present time are on the floor. We have about, I would say, 4 of them that have been signed off of 1 or 2 positions, and the rest are new to the floor and are training on call and take. We have 3 offers out. We still have 13 vacancies, and we'll be doing some I guess, interviews within the next few weeks, and we are hoping to have a class for May. Right now, we still are paying a lot of attention to our staff morale. We are still experiencing a lot of mandatory overtime due to staffing, but we are doing all that we can to just try to keep the temperament good in here and work together. At this time, 0 grievances from staffs. And we recently signed an updated per diem MOU agreement with 1716, and that is to expand the abilities of work that our per diem employees can do, which it prevents us from being restrictive of just hiring people or emergency telecommunicators from Hartford. It will expand it so that we can hire more per diem from other agencies that already have some training. So we just have to train according to our department and our own policies and procedures. As far as upcoming training events, today there was a Bio 100 workshop, which Director Cavello did attend. It was very interesting. It's regards to, it's East Hartford participated in this. We have some, I guess some health department, part of the health department, or sorry, in East Hartford Public Schools Professional Conference Center. So he did participate in this today, which was a good training from what I'm hearing. We also have a rapid intervention for public safety that's coming up for Monday. It's a rapid intervention for survival skills division, and we have our training coordinator as well as some of our staff that's going to be attending that this Monday. We also wanted to, going to go a little bit ahead. because I've spoken of this before, but it's actually approaching in May. The New England Public Safety Leadership Academy is coming up. We are sending one of our supervisors as well as one of our certified training officers, and they will be attending for that. Also, I wanted to bring to you guys attention that National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week will be April 12th through the 18th. It's celebrated every second week in April to honor the dedication of the telecommunicators who play such a crucial role in public safety. Our department, we try to honor our staff with various activities, themes, gifts, awards to celebrate their contributions. It's a very exciting week. If anybody is interested in stopping in during that week, please give us a call. We would love to have anyone that would like to come and see our center and meet some of our telecommunicators that, work so hard and tirelessly to serve the community. Gonna go to our technology update. As of right now, we are still sorting out the bugs, I guess you would say, for the new radio project. Most of the consoles are being installed and working with the old console until we do a complete changeover. Right now, DPW and the Board of Education have switched over to the P25 system. May is the projected date for the fire department to cut over. And again, the complete radio infrastructure project, the complete thing should be, well, hopefully will be in effect January 2026 for any technical issues. Still a work in progress. I'm sure it'll be something that we're working on this year and the next. Gonna go into EMS response time. Some of these are similar to
Miss
police and fire.
Washington, Miss Washington, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we go to the prior slide? Can you just clarify again for me what the rollout is for the radios? Did you say the fire department is last?
Yes, the fire department, we are looking to try to get them incorporated starting in May to our new radio system so that police, fire, and EMS will be all on one radio system, which would be the P25 system as opposed to the last one.
Okay, so
Madam Chair,
heard
that's
you-
a typo. I'm sorry to interrupt you, madam.
No, it's okay.
That
Go
was a
ahead.
typo. That's a typo for January 26th. That should be June. I see your question. We're hoping that the fire
Okay.
department is cut over in May and that by June, everyone is on the new system. So that's a typo, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Director
interrupt you.
Carvalho. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we have some stats of the EMS response times, number of calls for service, the percentages. We have some more CAD total incidents, and this is just for January and February. We have the CAD law enforcement incidents for January and February. March isn't complete as of yet. Also, the CAD fire suppression incident totals as well. I'm gonna just scroll through these. I know that you guys can see my screen.
And
Also,
for the
our CAD
public,
fire,
I'm sorry to interrupt you
I'm
again.
sorry.
For the public that's watching, CAT stands for what?
the computer aided dispatch. So it's basically our computer aided dispatch is our computer program that assists the dispatcher in recommendations for assignments for police, fire, and EMS.
Thank you.
CAD fire medical incident totals, January and February. And this is the CAD EMS incident totals for January and February as well. Incidents total by agency. See, we have EMS, fire, and law. Law usually always has the bigger percentage. It's always a heavier need. We have our HEART team calls to date for 2026 that HEART team has assisted us on. And our total call volume for January 20, if you look toward the end, January and February of 2026. Total 911 calls. I have January right now, February is missing. We're just waiting for the stats for that. And the total of our admin calls when I have for January as well. Thank you. That's the end of our presentation. If you guys have any questions.
If you could close out your presentation, please. So thank you again for that wonderful presentation. All of the presentations today have been amazing. I love to see all those graphics and data. With that being said, Council President or any other of my council colleagues, do you have any questions for Ms. Washington?
I do, Madam Chair, through you.
Go ahead.
Ms. Washington, thank you very much for your presentation. Do always appreciate you, and also to Director Cabello's leadership with ES&T. A couple of things regarding the dispatchers. Can you just walk us through the type of training that the dispatchers go through when they are onboarded at ES&T, and how long that training is?
Well, the probationary time for our trainees initially is 9 months. It can be extended to a year, and we use usually all of that time for training. Our onboarding consists of, we initially start with classroom training. Within the first few weeks, there's a lot of online training as far as so that they can be equipped with the proper certifications to function, as well as classroom training where we review policies, procedures for police, fire, EMS, and ES&T. They also receive, they do floor training. We have designated CTOs, but we also do utilize the rest of our work staff. We try to use more veteran employees, but whatever our staffing allows, and they assist with the training on floor for each position. As you know, there are multiple agencies because we dispatch for police, fire, and EMS. So each agency requires specific training for each agency. And again, we do utilize that time. The training consists of test, classroom training. We do some outside training as well. As you know, we do host some of the training that we use here as well. And a good majority of the training is on the floor with our staff.
Thank you for that. Is there any type of certifications that the employees receive after the probationary period or ongoing, such as like a professional development?
Yes, well, in order to function here, they do get DSET training. They do have to be a licensed telecommunicator for the state of Connecticut. We also are EMD certified, which enables us to give out medical instructions over the telephone. And we use first response and power phone, if you will, for that. So they receive all of those certifications while they're training, unless they've come from another police department and they already have those certifications. But usually we get a lot of people that are, this is a new career for them. So most of those certifications and trainings we provide to them.
Okay, great. And moving forward, regarding the heart team, you had a slide for the heart team. I don't recall seeing any calls regarding the heart team. Maybe you did. I'm sorry. Yes, you did. You had a graphic, a pie chart. Can you explain the process regarding the heart team when an individual may call 911 for a heart team to be dispatched to a location? Can you just walk us through what that looks like?
Well, usually they may not call for heart team specifically, but we will determine if it's something that can be handled by them. A lot of times we'll CRT and heart team, they work together, and some things are quality of life issues. And depending on what the details of the call, the dispatcher will determine if they need to be contacted. And what we will do in a case where, let's say it's something maybe it's a well-being check, or let's say it's something more quality, like something like loitering or something like that. We directly call them on the phone, and they will give the call to whomever they have. They also have CRT, they also have our radios. So we do communicate with them over the radio as well, but also by a phone.
And are you aware, since it's only CRT, are you aware of how many vehicles that they have in their fleet?
I am not aware of how many vehicles they have in their fleet. No, I'm not.
Okay, and when a resident calls, are they calling the 757-4000 or are they calling 911?
Actually, we get a little bit of both, because usually they're not calling heart team, they're calling us, and we will refer whatever their complaint is depending on what it's suited for. So we get calls on both calls, just like we get emergencies on our routine calls, and sometimes we get routine calls from people that have dialed 911.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, so that's based upon your determination of the, your checklist that you have everybody go through. Has there been any incident if a person's calling 211 where 211 calls you all?
211?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, 211 does contact us if they feel as though they need services that it's something that they're not equipped to handle. They will refer them to us, and vice versa.
okay. Do you know how frequent the calls from 211 are? And vice versa, how frequent you all are calling 211?
I would not be able to give you any exact number. I wouldn't say that we are overwhelmed by those types of calls. I think that probably is, I don't think it's a high number, because most of the time everyone thinks that we just handle everything. And most of the time when they do call us, I will say a lot of people are adamant about wanting to speak to an officer, depending on what the situation is.
When they call you, I'm quite sure that's documented. So you do have a record as to how many times that they call you?
Yes. Well, one, everything here is recorded.
Yes.
As well as now, as far as calls for service, there are times where there may be something documented, but if it's just a referral and they just need a referral number or something like that, we will refer them to 211.
So can between you and Director Cavella, because I'm going somewhere with these lines of questions, can you get me a report, the committee report, on within the last 6 months, how many calls we have received from 211 for incidences, and how many referrals ES&T has made to 211 for that? And my other question is there a required, like, we have a response time fire has a response time when they show up on a scene, whether it's EMS or a fire issue. Is there a response time for CRT and a HART team to show up on site?
I am not aware of a response time from them. I'm not sure how they do their metrics or what they do. So I'm not sure about what their response time is, their required response time is.
I will research that. So I'll research that, sir, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you, Director Cavella.
It might be part of their contract with the city, but we're not privy to it.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your assistance. Madam Chair, that concludes my questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions from my other council colleagues? So, Ms. Washington, I'm just going to piggyback a little bit from Council President. So my first question is, you determine, an operator determines that the call is going to be reassigned to the HART team. When you do that, how do you do that? Do you call, you have a live person? What's the process? And let's say that the HART team doesn't have any available individuals to come out. Go ahead.
It is entered, the call, even when we do notify HART team of a call, it is entered into our CAD, because they do respond over the radio. And there are times that even if they are responding, if there is the need for another agency partner, they will also respond as well.
Okay, so is it the responsibility of the CAD to continue to bounce until somebody is dispatched?
Well, what it is the call is entered into the CAB as a call for service.
Okay.
And it'll be assigned to someone from CRT. It will be assigned to somebody, so it will show up as a pending call for them. And we do make phone contact with them, as well as keep in contact with them over the radio.
Okay, so you mentioned that if an individual, let's say, calls 911, The CAD is there to also provide some guidance to the operator as to how they should dispatch that call. Is that correct?
That's not necessarily. What I
Okay,
mean
okay.
about our CAD, it's a program. Now, when we talk about computer aided dispatch, we may be talking about specific to dispatching, but also remember, we don't just dispatch. We do incoming emergency and non-emergency calls. So the dispatching part of it, that is one aspect of it, but the call taking part is another aspect of it. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does in a way. Okay, once again, for my council colleagues, any questions? Thank you
Yes,
so
Madam Chair,
much.
Madam Chair.
Oh,
Madam Chair,
yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Councilwoman
Okay.
Billadu.
Thank you. My question, a level of call that would require both the HART team and a police officer, even if it was HART team related.
That can happen sometimes. I'll give you an example if this helps. We could get a call about just people hanging out and loitering, and CRT, let's say, oh, we'll go and see what we can do, see if we can clear them out. Let's say they go out there and then the people are not receptive to them, or they start to get aggressive with them. Police will be responding as well. Or let's say it's a very large group that's probably a little too big for them to approach, or they don't feel comfortable approaching, there will be a call for service for police to respond as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Assistant Majority Leader Billadu. Okay, well, with that said, my council colleagues don't have any more questions. This concludes our presentations from our various departments. Thank you, Director Cavallo and Ms. Washington. You're free to stay, but if you need to leave, you're welcome to do so. Next on the agenda is item 2.5, Mayor Arulampulam with a company resolution to accept a raised grant award from the United States Department of Transportation. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, which grant was this for? Was this distracted driving?
Yes, it is item 2.5, a company resolution to accept a raised grant award from the United States Department of Transportation. And I believe that is the US DOT SS4A.
I move to send it back with a favorable recommendation.
Okay, you're making the motion,
Second.
Councilman
Yeah.
Mitchum? Okay, and Councilman Thomas. Who do we have from the administration?
Good evening, Councilman Rosado. This
Yes.
is Owen Deutsch, Director of Planning and Zoning for Development Services, and
Hi.
I can answer any questions about this item. And just for the record, this is the Raise Grant Award, which would fund the construction of the North Main streetscape.
And that amount is $19 million?
That's correct.
And this grant will be used to construct streetscapes improvements on North Main Street from approximately Nagata Street to Tower Avenue.
That's right. This is a project that was designed with community input over a long period of time. It's fully designed. The project designs actually extend all the way up to the Windsor Town Line, but the construction funding that the city received in the form of this grant was enough just to construct up to Tower Avenue. We're still seeking additional grant awards to finish that construction, but in the meantime, we'll go ahead with the grant funds that we have, and we're expecting to begin that construction as soon as next year.
Wonderful to hear. Are there any questions from my council colleagues? Any questions? There being no questions from my council colleagues, There's a motion that's been made and seconded. All those in favor to send this
Aye.
back?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any noes, any abstentions? There being none, this resolution will be sent back to council with a favorable recommendation. Next item on the agenda is item 2.6, Mayor Olumpinum with a company resolution to accept a grant award from the United States Department of Transportation for a Safe Street and Roads for All grants. Who from the administration will be speaking on this?
I can also speak to this item, Chair.
You have the floor.
Thank you. This is, as mentioned, 408,000 from the United States Department of Transportation. There is a 20% city match, and there are 4 items that are included under this grant scope. They are a action plan for the city's Complete Streets Plan. In 2020, the city had a policy document outlining its approach to complete streets. This plan would follow up on that and identify what those actual improvements would be and establish sort of a toolbox so that fatalities like were alluded to earlier by Chief Uvella can be responded to more quickly and consensus built around the kind of traffic calming that residents would like to see. There's also funding for a citywide sidewalk inventory that would be well timed with the infrastructure improvements that are proposed under the current city budget, looking at where those investments in the city's sidewalks can be most strategically made, where those needs are the greatest so that pedestrians, people with mobility disabilities have an easier time, a more seamless network when they walk around their neighborhoods. The third item, following up on the city's automated traffic enforcement safety devices, speed cameras initiative, which was recently submitted to the State Department of Transportation and is under review. This study would follow up on that to look citywide at additional locations. Those cameras can be located, including red light cameras, taking as a foundation the council's red light camera task force, as well as other requests we've received, and submitting that plan to the Department of Transportation so that those cameras can also be installed. And then the fourth component is traffic calming, actual median islands that would be installed on Tower Avenue. The purpose of those median islands will be to prevent people from using the center turn lane to pass other vehicles. It's a very long, straight road, which leads to excessive speeding, as you may very well be aware. So these islands are intended to cut down on that.
Thank you. So I will entertain a motion for item 2.6, which Director Deutsch just spoke about. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there any discussions? Any discussions, any questions for Director Deutsch on this item? There being no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays, any abstentions? The ayes have it. This item is referred back to council with a favorable recommendation. Next item on the agenda is item 2.7, Mayor Olumpinum with a company resolution authorizing the city of Hartford to accept a grant to install equipment in the Upper Avenue area of Hartford to provide public internet. Do I have a motion?
Just a point of order. Are we going to hear from somebody first on it and then do the motion?
No,
Or is there no one here?
we're gonna make a motion and then hear from someone on it.
I move to send it back with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Second.
Okay, maybe we have a delay because we just sent back with a favorable recommendation item 2.6. And I just read item 2.7. And I'm asking a motion to bring that resolution on the floor. Again, it's item 2.7. With a company resolution to authorize the city of Hartford to accept a grant to install equipment in the Upper Albany Avenue of Hartford to provide public internet. Do I have a motion to walk this resolution on the floor?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
So the motion has been properly moved on the floor. Who from the administration will speak on this resolution?
This is Sharice Snipes, Madam Chair. I will speak on the resolution.
Hi, Sharice, you have the floor. Go right ahead.
So this grant was a grant from the state of Connecticut to expand internet, and it had a very aggressive timeline. You had to be able to begin work in 120 days. So we chose Upper Albany because we currently have fiber infrastructure in that area, and we also have infrastructure that the state gifted the city with many years ago. So fiber will be run from roughly from Achievement First down Albany Avenue, up Edgewood Street, across Greenfield Street, and back down through Magnolia. And then it'll connect back on Albany and then halfway up Vine Street up to Greenfield. So that's where we're going to be installing the free Wi-Fi to expand on that area. The grant was for, I believe, $123,000. They had a total of 10 million that was open to local governments, higher ed, K through 12, and a few private industries as well.
Thank you, Director Snipes, and congratulations on receiving that grant. And I've been one to call you and ask you, and you said to me that, you were seeking grants, so congratulations. This makes me very happy. Hopefully we'll get other grants to expand through the rest of the city. Are there any questions, discussions from my council colleagues on this resolution? Any questions? There being none, all in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye.
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 Any nays, noes, abstentions? The ayes have it. This resolution is being sent back to council with a favorable recommendation. Next on the agenda is item 2.8, Mayor Rumpelum with accompanying resolution authorizing the city to allocate school reserve funds for the Learning Quarter Fire Alarm Modernization Project. Is there a motion?
I move to bring it on the floor.
Yes. Councilman Clark? Councilman Mixtum, are you seconding this motion?
Sure. I second it.
Motion has been properly made and second. Who from the administration will speak on this resolution? Do we have anyone from the administration on this resolution? So this resolution states that funding will cover the installation of new supervised fire alarms network connecting to all campus buildings and the preparation of a central monitoring station. These upgrades are critical to the first steps towards achieving with NFPA 72 and ADA standards and will enable the preparation for subsequent phases of the project, including full panel and device replacements while keeping the campus alarm systems functionally safe. So to any of my council colleagues who have questions on this, you can feel free to make the necessary questions to the administration. With that being said, there's a motion on the floor. It's been properly second. All who signify by saying aye to send this back to council with a favorable recommendation, say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
nays? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. This will be sent back to council with a conversation. Next on the agenda is item 2.9, Mayor Arolampolam with a company resolution approving the acceptance of a donated vehicle from the National Insurance Crime Bureau and ICB for the use of auto theft units. Do we have anyone from the administration who will speak on this?
Yes, ma'am, it'll be me.
And that is Sergeant Masterani here to save the day. You have the floor.
All right, I'll be real quick about it. National Insurance Crime Bureau is an organization that works with insurance companies to investigate auto theft, insurance fraud, so on and so on. They donate vehicles to police departments. If you get your car stolen and it is not recovered in 14 days, the insurance company cuts you a check and pays you for that car. If that car ends up being recovered after that 14 days, it's owned by the insurance company, essentially. They donate these cars to local law enforcement for use. It is $1 it costs, so it's not entirely free, but for $1, they give you the car. And then it just becomes a city asset that we insure and register and use within the police department here. So we put in for one car. We've done it before and got them. And that's all this is. It's a vehicle for use in our auto theft task force. It is a unmarked regular car. We don't know what kind of car until it gets here. It could be a Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, so on and so forth. We've adopted methods here of using soft cars instead of marked vehicles for occupied stolen motor vehicles. Using a marked cruiser usually elicits a response from the driver that is unsafe for public. It turns into car chases, etc. We have stopped doing that completely. In the last 3 years, our auto theft task force has recovered 779 stolen motor vehicles virtually without incident, without crash, without car chase, using vehicles like this. So that is what this is for. I'm just accepting one vehicle from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Thank you, Sergeant Masterani. With that said, I will entertain a motion to walk this resolution on the floor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion has been made and properly second. Are there any questions on this resolution to Sergeant Masterani? Any questions?
No question. Forgive me, Madam Chair. I'm a little confused. Just procedurally, it seems like it's already on the floor, and we heard from Sergeant Mastriani. When we vote on the motion, what are we voting for at this point? Or should we have a motion to send it back with a favorable recommendation?
Right, so it's on the floor. We've seconded it. So he presented the resolution. We made a motion. We seconded it. And now it's up for discussion based on the information that he gave us. So after this discussion,
The motion wasn't to send it back favorably. So
no,
we'll
the
need
motion was
another
to
motion.
walk the resolution on the floor.
And we didn't vote on that motion.
No, we haven't voted yet. We're in discussion right now.
Okay.
So do you have any questions?
I may have talked prematurely, maybe. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. Are there any questions for Sergeant Masterani? There being none, a motion has been made and seconded properly. Please signify by saying aye if you wish to send this back to council with a favorable recommendation.
Aye.
Point of order. We made one motion. We didn't vote on it. And then now we're voting on a different motion that no one has made. I don't like to be a pain, but the motion should be to send it back with a favorable recommendation, not to bring it on the floor.
Well, that's what I just said, Councilman.
You said, now let's vote on a motion to send it back with a favorable recommendation, but that's not the motion pending. The motion pending is to bring it on the floor in this committee. I know I'm being a stickler here, but I feel like we should probably just do the thing right.
Okay,
Like the first motion didn't make sense.
I understand what you're saying, but I think there's like a delay in the system. Sergeant Masterani talked on the resolution, right? I made a motion to bring the resolution on the floor. Councilwoman Billadu made the motion, you seconded it. Then I asked if there are any discussions. And now we're voting on sending the motion back to council.
Okay.
So my question is,
You were just calling for the vote. I'm sorry, I tripped up your flow.
yes, I was just calling for the vote to send this back to council. Signify by saying aye if you wish to send it back to council.
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
nays? Any abstentions? There being none, this resolution is being sent back to council with a favorable recommendation. Last item on the floor is item 2.10, Mayor Arulampalem with a company resolution authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the State of Connecticut Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office for the year 2026 Distracted Driving High Visibility Enforcement Grant. Do I have a motion to bring this on the floor?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Hi, who from the administration will be presenting?
Madam Chair, it would be me, Brian Gustis from the Traffic Division here at the Hartford Police Department.
You have the floor.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. So we've qualified to be able to apply for a grant with the Connecticut Department of Transportation for the amount of $67,572.46 for distracted driving and high visibility enforcement for the year of 2026. So I'm looking for for your approval to submit this. We would have the whole month of April to utilize this money, utilizing 22 details to utilize the funds for distracted driving within the city of Hartford. There's 6 spots that have been considered the highest problem areas for this type of incident, being 90 Brainerd, 1200 Park Street, Jennings Road at Weston Street, Market Street and Morgan South, Albany Avenue in Scarborough, and Capitol Ave at Broad Street. So we would like to respectfully ask for your approval to go forward to utilize this money for the benefit of public safety.
Thank you. Are there any questions from my council colleagues? Any questions? There being none, all in favor to send this resolution back to council with a favorable recommendation, signify by saying aye.
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 Any abstentions?
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. This resolution is being sent back to council with a favorable recommendation. I want to thank everyone who participated in this meeting. The agenda is concluded. Once again, thank you all. Have a great evening. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Valley.
Good night.